in the pharaoh's lifetime by 100,000 workmen, united in a mighty surge of faith. Each stone averaged 2.5 tons in weight. 3 million blocks were hoisted up and laid one upon the other. The finest ones of pure granite were dug up in the quarries of Aswan, whence they came by boat, carried by the flooding of the Nile. The movement of these great waters drove the farmers from their inundated fields to the plateau of Gizeh, where they joined the army of laborers and built. These stones were hauled singly on earth mounds, banked higher and higher as the edifice grew.
In front of such superhuman effort, can one believe in the legend of the whip? It needs mystical fervor to build a pyramid. Faith. Those who worked here deserve not our pity, but our deepest respect and admiration. They lived through one of those rare times when man knows with absolute certainty what he has to do and where to go, because he believes. Here man thought that death was vanquished.
Still in its infancy, walked and worked surveyors, geometers, astronomers to whom no star was unknown, engineers, architects, a whole people, while the rest of the world hunted wild beasts and sheltered in caves.
O noble Nile, I salute you, for your waters flow majestically and fostered this sacred enterprise. One day the desert sands invaded the fields, marshes dried up on the river's bank. And so, to save his life, man invented civilization. He had to contend with floods. He designed dams and culverts. He came to love the earth and wanted for his grave. But soon he wished to outlive the earth. And it was farmers, helped once more by their beneficent river, who built these monumental houses in the dead.
And I, Catherine's faithful companion, saw the progress of dynasties and grave priests, and the light steps of noble ladies whose diaphanous veils seemed to clothe them, yet not to touch them.
Do you remember the story of the falcon that stole a sandal while the women were bathing? He snatched it in his beak and by chance dropped it near a pharaoh who was giving audience in his garden. So slender was the sandal, so small its size, that the pharaoh wished to see the owner. And he married her.
And do you remember how a nobleman at the court of Cheops lured his wife's lover into a deep lake by means of a wax figure, and there had him turned into a crocodile by a magician? Wishing to impress the pharaoh with his magical powers, he willingly revealed what he had done, but carelessly too, for Cheops punished the guilty and the boaster equally. On his orders, the courtier was thrown to the crocodile, which devoured him, and the unfaithful woman was chastised.
Do you remember, too, a young pharaoh, Amenhotep II? Never had there been an athlete so strong, so handsome, so fine. His shoulders were broad, his waist slender, his thighs were of bronze, and he could tame at will the wildest horse. His exploits are engraved on a stone which he laid before him.
Then time in passing left him behind like an old monster, sand was beginning to choke. Hit by war in Mesopotamia, Amenhotep II was far away from his land. Then one day, while hunting the lion, a prince stopped to rest in your shadow. He fell asleep. You gave him a dream and spoke to him.
Listen to me, and the white crown and the red will be yours. The crown of Papa and of your Egypt. Yours will be the land in its breadth and length. Do you see how I am forlorn? How my body is neglected? I, the master of the plateau of Gizeh, deliver me from the sand, and you will be king.
When he woke up, the young man obeyed, delivered you from the sand, was crowned as King Tutmosis IV, and had engraved between your forelegs the dream you inspired him with. And then there was great rejoicing.